Hello everyone, MacLeod here with another story from the realms of the dice. Today we're looking at a horror story where a DM is so bad at railroading that they can't just keep it to the campaign or one-shot itself. It expands beyond and goes into character creation too. Let's look at the post. Hey all, I just had the most bizarre experience and need to get it off my chest, so here's my first and hopefully last RPG horror story. I'm looking to join a long-term campaign, so I'm scrolling LFG looking for something interesting. A post catches my eye about a homebrew campaign. It looks great. Clear rules, detailed info, rundown of other players, and their backstories. I play with the usual info about me, experience, style, etc. I hear back from the DM relatively quickly. We seem to agree that I'd be a good fit and begin discussing character concepts. I throw two pretty flexible character options out there, and he turns them down for pretty valid reasons. Fair enough. He asks that I think of a motivation for my character that involves them trying to escape a specific city so they can meet the party. This wasn't in the original LFG post, but that's easy enough to incorporate. I feel like this is the first sign of the bad times, but yeah, we'll see. He adds that he heard a really interesting idea from another candidate who turned out to have bad vibes, and asks if I'd be interested in playing it. I found it a little odd that he'd take a specific character idea from another potential player, but I get inspiration for characters from the internet all the time, so maybe I'm just being harsh? Well, I don't know that it's necessarily weird. At least they didn't take credit for the actual character itself. They did say that it was from someone else, so there is that at least. The idea is for an advanced and unique piece of tech who gains sentience and is on the run from Evil Corp, who wants to enslave them. Pretty cool. Not the sort of thing I'd usually go for, but I'm open to adapting it a bit. I comment that I don't really feel comfortable playing a recently awakened machine, as I really don't want to RP someone learning things like social norms. Nor am I super invested in the potential themes surrounding a machine gaining sentience and learning independence, emotion, etc. I think this is a pretty reasonable boundary, and propose some alterations. Maybe I could be the inventor of the tech who doesn't want to see their creation enslaved. Perhaps I could be an Evil Corp employee who wants out from the organization, so steals the piece of tech to sabotage them, and is now on the run. He shoots these down, so I propose several other smaller changes. Things as small as changing the tech's race from Autognome to Warforged. He proceeds to shoot down every single one. He literally says at one point that my character couldn't have invented an advanced piece of tech despite their entire background being a scholar/researcher, because they're only level 5. Okay, hold on. Being level 5 in a universe of Dungeons & Dragons doesn't really mean much other than what type of abilities you have and how long you've been an adventurer. There are plenty of NPCs in the world that doesn't even follow the leveling curve or skill curves at all that players and important NPCs or creatures follow. And they still get away with creating amazing things like magic tech or infrastructure or what have you. So using your low level as a justification for why you couldn't have invented it is not... that doesn't really fly in my opinion. But, you know, that's probably up to taste. At this point, I'm a little frustrated, but try not to let it show and instead send a few more original character concepts not related to the awakened tech idea. Some more detailed ideas, but some as generic as wizard with student debt on the run from creditors to anti-war activist trying to escape from law enforcement. Both of those sound really cool, actually. And of course, he shoots them all down saying, I have no idea how to do any of this stuff into the narrative. He then asks, what sort of flavor are you thinking for the piece of tech you'll be made from? I'm baffled, as at this point I thought I'd made it pretty clear I didn't want to play Awakened Tech. I sent back. As I mentioned, I'm not sure how comfortable I am with playing an awakened drone or robot. It's a cool idea, but it's not the sort of theme I'm super interested in or comfortable exploring. But I'm sure there are multiple ways we could adapt this character concept to be about another race/idea without changing too much for you narratively. And then I was blocked. Anyway, clearly when he said in his post, I like to collaborate with players and build together a unique character that fits the world and setting, what he really meant was, I'm going to insist you play this highly specific character I feel like writing into the story, and if you express any concerns, I'll ignore them. TLDR, DM shoots down all my character ideas and insists on me playing his concept, which I'm not comfortable with. He shoots down all my suggestions or requests for modifications and then blocks me. And that's the end of the post. Really, what we have here is not a DM. We have a writer on our hands, an author. And yes, DMs do often do quite a bit of authoring in terms of making up a world, making settings, etc. However, what this DM seems to want is to just write a book instead of doing a play. Clearly they have it all figured out. They don't need the players to actually play this. So maybe book writing is the better venue to pursue for them. And with that, that's the story for today. If you liked it, please click a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time for the next story.